Hello everyone, welcome back. Tom with Capo Fetish. So you know how like we're all music lovers and we're musicians and etc. etc. When a song gets stuck in our head, we love it. It's like there for days, a song we love, or even an album. All the songs are repeating themselves in your brain all day long and it's putting you in a good mood. Well, unfortunately, the same thing is with depressing songs. You hear a depressing song, it'll invade your mind and you can't get it out forever, right? So I came up with this list, 10 songs that put me in a funk. And these are songs I don't want to listen to because if I listen to them, I won't get them out of my head and they'll put me in a sorry state. So you know how it goes, right? So I chose 10. I have some honorable mentions. And I'm going to start it off. And these are songs, too, that have pretty much followed me around my entire life, right? I mean, these songs go back to the 60s, the 70s. Songs that I never really wanted to listen to, but was held captive in a dentist chair, at the grocery store, at the office all day on repeat, right? So anyway, I'm going to start it off here. And one more thing. These songs, they're not even that bad. They're not bad songs. They're really well written. They're just very melancholy. And I'm not really into like sad songs. I'm not a sad song kind of guy. I don't mind melancholy. It just depends on what type of melancholy. I guess there's various ways a song can come across. It's melancholy, it's sad, whatever, right? It's how it hits the listener, right? So these are 10 songs that put me in a funk. I'm going to start off. There's no rating going on, no ranking. And the first one is Jim Croce's Time in a Bottle. From the time I was little, hearing this song, it's always put me in a funk. My sister played the album You Don't Mess Around with Jim constantly back in 1974. There was a TV special. I can't believe my parents even let me watch it. It's a very, very depressing show called She Lives. I think Linda Pearl was starring in that show. I guess it was about somebody who was terminal, but, and this song was playing throughout the film. But there's just something so unbelievably melancholy about the chord changes and the vocal and everything about it. And as soon as it comes on, man, if I hear it somewhere, I just head for the exit. Can't hear even like 5 seconds of it. So Jim Croce, Time in a Bottle from 1973, and this was a #1 hit too. So people dug it. I never did. Another one too, Long and Winding Road by the Beatles. Never really cared for Long and Winding Road. I don't know if it's Phil Spector's production, the choral singing, the orchestration, but I think the melody itself, I've heard the stripped down version with just Paul singing. It's just a very melancholy, depressing tune and a very anticlimactic way to end their career as far as singles go. This is their last single released. They had already pretty much split up at that point. But yeah, well, Long and Winding Road, I remember being in a restaurant once and, I wasn't in a good state to begin with, kind of. I was going through a little period of, melancholy, should we say. And Long and Winding Road came on, and as soon as I heard I was like, we got to get out of here right now. We got to get out of here. So the Long and Winding Road probably would be near the bottom of my list for Beatles songs. It's not a bad song, but it's not a great song, and it always puts me in a funk. So when I play side 2 of Let It Be, I just skip right over the Long and Winding Road when I do listen to side 2, which is rare for this album. So anyway, Long and Winding Road, the Beatles. Another one too, since I was a child, that always put me in a funk was Both Sides Now. The Judy Collins version and the Joni Mitchell version on Clouds. Oh my God. I remember seeing Joni in '83 and I think she was promoting some kind of, what was it? The dogs, some kind of Wild Dogs at Heart, or I don't know what the album was called. Whatever that album was in 1983. But towards the end of the show, she did a version of Both Sides Now. I really had to suppress some emotion. It's just, there's something about it I've always found very, very melancholy and depressing. And another one too, I just cannot listen to. Decent song, but I can't listen to it. So Both Sides Now, Joni Mitchell or Judy Collins. And another one here from 1968, very dire subject matter. It's a tribute to Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, and John F. Kennedy by Dion. He was going kind of through a folk phase at this point. And I've always found this song, Abraham, Martin, and John, very depressing. And it puts me in a funk if I listen to it for more than 10 seconds. It's on the Lori label. We had it growing up, so we heard it quite a bit. And yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the instrumentation or something. I think it's just something that hits the listener, right? It hits the listener and you can't take it, right? So this this is another one, Abraham, Martin, and John from Dion from 1968. Another one too, that one of my top all-time, I can't hear this song. I cannot listen to this song at all, is Leaving on a Jet Plane by Peter, Paul, and Mary, written by John Denver. Something about that chorus is so melancholy. It just really, really puts me in a funk, even if I listen to about 10 seconds of it. So I have to stay away from this song. Leaving on a Jet Plane. I've never heard the John Denver version. Don't ever want to hear it. And, you know, he's written his quite a bit of depressing ballads, should we say. And this is one of them. Leaving on a Jet Plane. You know, again, not a bad song. It's just one of those songs that just hits me in a bad place. So this is another one. This is from 1969. Another one is from the Hollies. He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. I feel it's a little melodramatic. It's just, I don't know. I love the Hollies. I love their 60s stuff. Bus Stop, Carry On, Stop, Stop, Stop. Look Through Any Window. But some of their early 70s material, oof, I don't know. He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. I've never really understood what it was about either. I need to read about it. But yeah, this is another one that has always put me in a funk. And you're going to probably be surprised by this, or maybe not be surprised. But this is a #1 song for weeks on end, from late 69 through early 70. Grammy of the Year award, etc. Bridge Over Troubled Water. I don't know. Always put me in a funk. And I'm a huge fan of Simon & Garfunkel. I like just about everything they put out. I love all their singles, even their deep cuts like At the Zoo and Faking It and Punky's Dilemma and all that stuff. And there's some great songs on here. I love this album, but I have to skip the first song. I've just never could handle Bridge Over Troubled Water. I always found it very depressing. And that is another one. Another one, too, is Fleetwood Mac's Landslide. Well-written song by Stevie Nicks. I think Lindsey Buckingham had a little hand in the writing. I always felt that chorus was really kind of depressing, and I remember hearing this album a lot back in the day when I was growing up, and always thinking, wow, that's a depressing tune. But people love it. Some people love depressing tunes. I'm just not one of those kind of people. But yeah, this Landslide tune kind of puts me in a funk as well. Another one, too, it's always gotten me in a bad state of mind, is Father and Son by Cat Stevens, T for the Tillerman. Now this to me is a perfect record, but I need to skip over that tune when I listen to this album. So incredible album, Wild World, Where Do the Children Play, Miles from Nowhere, Longer Boats, Into White, great songs. But Father and Son, very, always found it very depressing, and this song will put me in a funk. So, T for the Tillerman, Cat Stevens, Father and Son is the song. And another one that's really surprising to me, there are those songs that you really love, but you have to be in a certain state of mind to listen to them, right? There's even a Kinks song on the Arthur album called Young and Innocent Days. Gorgeous song, but I have to be in the right state of mind, and I love that album all the way through. Same goes for this album here. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. Came out in 1970. Neil Young, After the Gold Rush. I love every tune, but the song that always puts me in a funk, and sometimes I have to skip it, is the song Birds. It's such a beautiful, melancholy, sad song, but very seldom do I ever make it through side 2 without skipping that song. And I've felt like that since a child. I've always been like, oh, should I listen to that song? Should I not listen to that song? Is it going to put me in a funk? You know, because it's weird. When you listen to songs that are sad or melancholy, they invade your soul for the entire day, or maybe even days, and you can't get them out. That's the problem. And so the funk continues, right? So, yeah, Birds by Neil Young, After the Gold Rush. Love the song, but I have to, be in a certain state of mind to listen to that song. Now, I have some honorable mentions here. I don't have these records, because I wouldn't own them, because, yeah. So, #1 here of the how should we say it? Funk songs that put you in a funk. Honorable mentions. First one is Sunshine on My Shoulders by John Denver. Whew, can't hear that one. Unchained Melody by Righteous Brothers. Years ago, I worked in this mailroom when I was young, in my 20s, and we had the K-Earth on all day, and that song was on daily. And then the Ghost movie came out. Oh my God, I can't hear that song ever again. And then, even though it's a great, well-written song, it always almost makes me weep, puts me in a funk, is Over the Rainbow by Judy Garland from Wizard of Oz. That one always gets me here. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I know there's a lot out there that you can put in the comments section. Let me know what songs put you in a funk. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Have a good one. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.